I want to feel more in control of my spending. I'd also like to put away some money for buying a new car and for my retirement. The savings and spending budget offers an easy and effective way to manage my money. To set up my new budget, I use the 4-step savings and spending wizard. The first page of the wizard shows me how to break down my expenses in 5 easy-to-track groups: committed expenses, savings and debt, irregular expenses, retirement, and fun money. To focus on saving, Microsoft Money suggests limiting essential spending to 60% of total income. My essential spending, or committed expenses, include things like food and clothing, household expenses, insurance payments, contributions to charity, monthly bills, and taxes. I made my credit card debt worse last year with that expensive car repair. This budget will help me plan for those irregular expenses and pay off my credit card too. To get started, I enter an estimate of my gross income for the coming year. Since money's just asking for an estimate, I won't bother to look at my pay stubs. I'll just enter my salary plus freelance income. Next, I set goals for each budget group. The tool automatically makes a suggested breakdown using the 60% guideline. I'm not sure if it's realistic for me to limit my spending to 60%, but I can check my spending throughout the year and make changes if necessary. Money has estimated my savings and spending for each budget group based on transactions in my money file. This feature is just to help me get a feel for what I'm spending now versus what I'd like to spend in the coming year. It looks like I spend about an average of $400 per month on fun. Since that's less than 10% of my gross income, I'll change my planned amount for fun to $400 and increase my committed expenses amount a little bit. Wow, I'm done setting up my budget. That was easy. Now I can go back to customize my working budget to better meet my specific needs. Microsoft Money says that when setting a budget, I should consider: do my current expenses exceed my income? In each budget group, am I spending more than I planned? Should I break my budget into smaller chunks to better track specific expenses? Here's the total of my transactions for last month. I just barely kept my expenses under my income. Here's what I spent last month on all categories in my committed expenses budget group. It looks like I went over. Oh, the problem is that this budget group includes car insurance, which is an irregular expense for me. I can move this to the irregular expenses budget group to balance things out. I can also budget for individual monthly expenses. I won't set a specific planned amount for my mortgage because it's always the same, but I do need to watch how much money I spend on eating out. I'll set a monthly limit for dining out of $250. Now I'm checking on how this number relates to what I've spent so far this month. Uh-oh, I'm only halfway through the month and I've nearly spent my entire monthly budget for eating out. I know, instead of going out Saturday, I'll invite Pat over for my famous Thai food. I also have a high-interest credit card. I want to allocate $500 a month to pay that down. I can determine if I've hit my monthly goal by checking how much the balance on my credit card has changed in the actual column. Money shows that my balance went down by just $300. Let's see what happened. I did make my $500 payment, but I also spent $200 on a suit for that conference I went to. I didn't quite meet my goal last month. I'll do better this month. The other feature I like is the spending tracker. In addition to showing numbers, spending thermometers show my spending visually so I can immediately see if I'm in the red. Money automatically sets up thermometers for my 5 budget groups. I can set them up for specific things like dining out. The savings and spending budget helps me prioritize savings by planning for irregular expenses and keeping a lid on my day-to-day commitments. I can see my savings grow each month as I learn to better balance my spending in relation to my income.